Thank you so much for inviting me to this program. I'm here because of a friendly gesture extended to me by Abbas sir and Rohit sir and all of you, the organizing team. I haven't lived in northeastern states, and therefore I don't know much about the geographic tapestry of the region. I have tried to learn the culture of the northeastern states and the people over there through the interactions and through book. And therefore, I wouldn't be an authority, wouldn't be narrating my experiences having lived on the ground. And therefore, as the friend of ours has narrated various facets of the northeastern culture, I wouldn't be in a position to say that in that way. So, I have been invited here, or invited in the sense I have been asked to be present here by Abbas sir and Rohit sir. I think because I studied in Ferguson College in Pune, and that attracts a lot of students from northeastern states. So I had friends of mine from northeastern states. So I think they thought I would be in a position to interact with you with that regard. Another thing is I studied in JNU as that of Abbas sir. So there too we have a lot of friends of ours coming from the northeastern states. So that may be one of the reasons why I have been invited. And the third thing is I am associated with Vanvasi Kalyana Ashram, the largest organization in India working for the overall well-being of the tribal communities. Through the means of that organization, we run various hostels in which we host students coming from northeastern states. You must have heard about there is a place called Narela. Then we run a hostel in which students from all northeastern states study. And then there is another hostel which I know I have visited personally. I have interacted with those young sisters of mine. So in Raipur there is a hostel in which girl students coming from northeastern states study. So I think in that capacity I am standing here. But I wouldn't bore you because you are here to witness a lot of programs and not to listen to the speeches. But I am standing here, so I would request you to bear with me for 4 to 5 minutes. I wouldn't take more than that. Uh, with that, I must tell you that the northeastern states are rich and they add to the tapestry of India. Now I always, when I'm interacting with you, I am interacting with you as somebody who is elder to you in age, like elder brother and your friend. So don't take everything that I'm saying as the final word. You have your own opinions. So my opinions would not be final, but I'm noting my own observations about the northeastern states. My understanding is that if we try to find out the differences between the cultures, there are thousands of them. And if we try to find out the similarities, then there are thousands of them. The northeastern states have always been the connecting region for India, through which Indian culture was transported to the South Asian countries like Indonesia, Thailand, and many other countries. And since time immemorial, there are similarities and there are intermingling of people between northeastern states and the so-called North India and other parts of the world. If you have heard about, there was a princess called Ulupi who married Arjuna in Ramayana, and there are anecdotes in Mahabharata, and there are such anecdotes in Ramayana also. So we have the commonalities between the cultures since the time immemorial, and therefore I think what we need to do is we need to find out the similarities instead of finding the differences. One thing. Another thing is India is diverse in every aspect of life. We celebrate the diversity, and in that the diversity which appears at a surface level, there is a unity which we have celebrated for ages, and I think that we need to celebrate. So northeastern states are not just tribal states, there are non-tribal people also, as he mentioned. So that oneness is something that I think need to be preserved, need to be supported, and need to be strengthened. The other thing what I would like to state, since you guys are coming from northeastern states, or some of you might be trying to understand the northeastern states. The one thing is that these are the border states. And these border states are very important for us for our national security. And we are Indians, though we might appear different, but we are Indians, that is our common identity, that is our historical identity. And we need to do everything to make this nation strong. And therefore, the differences have to be forgotten. That is another aspect that I think I should mention over here. The next thing is, the students coming particularly from northeastern states, it might not be very pleasing, but my observation is that we attend classes less frequently. Some of us, not all of us. That should not be the case. We should attend classes very regularly, try to mingle as much as we can with the North Indian friends, so that we can also understand this culture also. I am of the opinion that some of the students from the northern India should learn languages from south and northeastern states also. Similarly, you should not have any inhibition in learning the languages and the culture of this region, so that we enhance that sense of unity among us, which we take, and I think then the feeling of nationality, feeling of oneness would be strengthened. And most importantly, our parents, they work very hard to spend money on us. They send over here. So if we are preparing for civil services, state civil services, or some other exams, then there is a point in not attending classes. But if we are not attending classes and staying at home, roaming around, so I think then the investment of your parents in terms of money, their resources, their emotions are also invested in you. They will go invest, and therefore this message, since some of you may be senior, you try and spread this message with those newcomers. That is what I wanted to observe here over here. Thank you so much for inviting